Okay, now that we have our camera motion keyframe properly, I'm going to select camera, press U. Do you see how I did that? And it just exposes the keyframes to that layer. So U, there's the keyframes. Everything is set the way we want it. And our camera moves along. Okay, great. So let's light this scene up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to Layer, New Light. I'm going to call it a point light. And make sure that point light is selected. The intensity can stay at 100 for now. We're going to lower that later on. And the color, choose whatever color you want for the light. I thought it would be helpful actually to choose the wrong color at first and then show you how to re-access your light settings in a really easy way. So hit OK. Make sure that cast shadows is on because the light will just illuminate layers but not actually cast shadows off of them unless this is selected. Okay. So we have a red light, and I don't want a red light. So I'm going to come down here and select my point light layer in the composition and select light options. And all those settings are there again. Cast shadows on or off, make sure it's on. Intensity, look, I can change it to a spotlight if I want to, but I want a point light. And I want to change the color. I'm not down with the red. I'm thinking moonlight color. Something like that, maybe. Yes. Moonlight. Okay, let's see that. That looks good. Okay, that's what I'm going for. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this. Now, notice how this is cast shadows. Okay, you see the shadow right here? If I turn that off, no shadow. Turn it on, shadow. Okay. Now, this is actually controlled in two different areas, and this is something you want to pay attention to for when you pull in your own layers, such as the tree or the wheel. You're going to want to turn on their ability to cast shadows. Okay, so the light can cast shadows, right? Now we have to go to the objects themselves, or the layers themselves, excuse me. So I'm going to go to the windmill blades. Open it up. Open up the material options, and you see this cast shadows, it's on. If I click it, it doesn't actually cast a shadow. See, we have, this is casting a shadow right here, the body, but the windmill blades is not casting a shadow. So you have to turn it on. So if you bring in a light and you bring in a layer and you're not getting any shadows, there's two places to check. Make sure that the layer itself in its material options has cast shadows enabled. And make sure that the light itself has cast shadows enabled. Okay? Two spots. Cast shadows on, and we are good to go. One thing that I would like to change in this scene is I don't want this shadow over here. I want the shadow over the text, at least half of it. So the windmill blade is spinning and we're getting that rotating shadow right here over the text. Just add, it's going to make it look awesome. So what I need to do is I need to move my point light. And all you have to do is select the point light, and I'm going to just hover right over this arrow so that I can move, the red arrow, so that I can move along the x-axis, and I'm going to move it to right here. Move up the y-axis a little bit. And that shadow, that's nice. That's pretty much where I want it. I think I kind of wanted it only on half though. So I'm going to go ahead and move the light back this way a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, I don't quite like how the body is sitting right here, so I'm going to mess around with the Y and the Z a little bit, and we'll just kind of decide, ooh, that's pretty nice actually right there. Let me move this back a little bit and we'll see. Okay, perfect. That's exactly where I want it. If I move up just a little bit, you can see how the shadow is of the rotating blades are just hitting right over the wall and the text. Well, let me move up a little bit here. Yeah, and it looks really cool. Okay, so that's that light. We're going to leave it just like that for now, and next we'll create a spotlight.